Hey there everyone, happy Thursday. Thanks for joining me. We are continuing on the Granny Square Quilt. We are working on the borders. Kind of jumping ahead, I'm not quite done with the blocks yet, but we got one border done last night and I think we will get another one done tonight. It's looking so cute, so patchworky. I'm really liking it. Almost like some mosaic tiles or something. I don't know. I like it. It's fun seeing this come together. So thanks for joining me here tonight. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for the beginning crafter. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time for a little craft time, relax and craft time. I'm here for about an hour and I work on projects from beginning to end so you can be part of the whole process and come and make with me. So again, tonight we are continuing the Granny Square Quilt. There we go. We got the pattern here. I am doing mine in some blues instead of the browns in the pattern. And we are making just these adorable blocks, and they look super patchworky, and they're all just slightly different. And then now, like I said, I'm jumping ahead, getting getting the border made. Just because a lot of you guys are farther ahead on me than me on this, and some of you wanted to just kind of take a look at how to do the borders. So I thought I'd jump ahead, and it makes me feel like I'm getting more done. It makes me feel a little bit more ahead than what I am. I think I have about 8 more blocks out of the 36 blocks for this quilt, but I'm really excited to be just ahead on these borders, and they're looking so cute. So we have quite a bit sewn for the next border from yesterday. So this is on the machine. I think we got like 8 little strips sewn. We're sewing them, we're just like shifting it down, like stair stepping. But then when we shift it like that, we get our kind of diamondy border. So we need to get 11 pieces onto here. Right now, I think there's about 8. Yep, there's 8. And then we will separate them all and then sew them all together. So we'll have 4 sets of 11 to make one big long set of 44 of these little strippy strips that we're starting out with. So that is the plan. Let's get going here. Thanks again, guys. All right, so here again is the border from last night. It's just so pretty. I don't want to mess with it too much because we pressed it. It's just looking really nice. So we also sewed the little triangle on at the end. It looks like just a continuation of it, but we really actually sewed this triangle separately first, and we're putting it on the end here so we can have like basically 2 angled ends that we'll sew together once we have the rest of the quilt done. So he is gonna hang out here looking all pretty. And I got my big pile of pieces here yet, so these have not been turned into a border yet, but they will. And then I have all the pieces from last night that we've already sewn. And this is what we're going to make the border with tonight. So let's get going on that to the sewing machine. All right. So thanks again, everyone, for joining me tonight. All right. Oh, did Valeria won the koala zipper pouch that we made, and it sounds like it came. That's awesome. Cool. What color would you say this blue is? This is a solid. So this is, let's see. So I'm using kind of this teal as my main color, and I believe, so this is all kind of fabric that I had around, in my stash. I'll talk and sew at the same time, but I think the teal is a solid. I think it's an organic solid from Clothworks. So that's who I used to design fabric with, Clothworks Textiles. And they had a line of organic solids. So I believe this teal is from that. Although I did just get a bunch of teal, like a Kona solid teal, but I think I gave that to my brother for face masks. So actually, yeah, so this is a different one. So in the face masks section of the shop, my brother made all those. I think that's the teal from the Kona teal. So I think this is actually the organic. It's an organic solid from Clothworks. So I don't have much more information than that. It was made to match some of my fabric. So I used to design for Clothworks, and they were introducing their organic fabric at the same time that I was working with them. So my fabric was organic as well, and they released a bunch of solids that kind of matched the same palette as my collection. So I think that's where this teal came from. And actually some of these other solids. So this whole quilt is basically from my stash of old penguin and fish fabric that I haven't made anything out of yet. So this is all my fabric, and then along with a couple of these solids, which match the lines. But that was a little while ago, so I'm not quite positive the color name or anything. All right, next. Okay, so I'm again matching the seams, and so this seam is pressed down, so I need this seam to go upward. So I have an up and down. Then I'm matching them together, and then shifting the one up, so we can have this stair-steppy thing going. So I always have to remind myself, okay, that one's down, this one's up, together, and then shift. And then that's the first seam that matches. So I'm clipping that seam together. So I'm kind of doing this dance of saying that out loud and in my head while I'm talking to you too. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Valeria. All right, we got to pay attention too. Okay, got folded over. For 11, because I'm going for 11 pieces here. I don't want to get caught up and then just do 12, because then we're in a pickle, because I want 4 sets of 11, so I can sew those 4 sets together to get one 44-piece border. So okay, so now this one's going up, so this one can't go up, so I'm going to just flip it around. There, now the seam allowance is going down. Shift up. Nothing matches. Good. So let's clip that together. So tomorrow I'll bring out those embroideries. We'll have a Finish It Friday. So there's 2 of the Embroidery of the Months that I don't have quite done yet. So I'll bring both of those out and we can take a look at them and see what we got to do on them yet. Just trying to match these seams. And I think that was 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. And what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So 2 more times around. So I'm going to snip all of these off my machine. So you can see I have them all kind of dangling past my machine here. I'm just going to snip them all, stick them in a pile, and then I have my one that I have a clip on. That's just a reminder to me that that's the first one in the grouping, just to make sure that I'm sewing all of them. But it's coming along, our little stair-steppy. All right, next round. Just gonna move that out of the way. Okay, down, so this one's gotta go up, and then shift up. Clip that seam, and then also marking that this is the first in this round. Ooh, that's not matching very well. I feel like I have trouble with this particular blue in this. That's the one that never seems to match, so I don't know. I'm doing something weird when it comes to that one. That one also feels weird. That might not be from the same fabric line as this. It feels a little bit different. Alright, let's snip that other one off here. Down and up. My pile of these pieces still looks pretty big. I'll have to organize those again tonight before I put this project away, just so it's not one big messy mass of fabric. Alright, I have two more rounds after this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This will be 10. Oh, I only have one more round after this. Okay. I gotta pay attention to that. Okay, shift up. There we go. Match those up. Alright, and one more on here. Down, up, shift. Ugh, yeah, it's not a burn. Sorry, you guys have to see that. I lifted up. I was moving the vacuum cleaner around a couple days ago, and I don't know, just completely scraped something. So I basically scraped off my hand there. I don't know. So I basically sliced off my hand. Not with a rotary cutter, though, thank goodness. That is a huge fear. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Great, we got that done. Let's snip them again. Alright, and I think, let's just count again, just to make sure. I think I just have this one last row to do. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, great. This is the last one, and then we get to sew it all into a quilt. Yay! Or into a border. Okay, shift up. Last round. get in there. Again, it's that blue. That particular blue does not match up well. It wasn't doing well in my blocks and not doing well here either. I don't know. Maybe it's got a little bit more stretch in it. I don't know quite what happened with that one. Okay, up, down. Uh-oh, I think we're gonna, yep. So now when I shifted these two fabrics are the same, I'm gonna just flip my whole piece around. Okay, up. These are still going down. Now I can shift. Great. That worked. I think my mom has the whole top done of this quilt. So she wasn't even going to do this quilt, and then she got that greeting card in the mail, and the colors were just right, and she picked her colors based on this greeting card that she got, and ugh, her quilt top just looks so pretty. I think I showed it last time I was visiting. But yeah, I don't think she has a back done for it yet. Okay, shift. Oh no, Lisa, that her vacuum scrapes her hand in that one spot too. Yeah, it's just heavy, and you know, it's got all the hose and stuff everywhere, and I just lifted it up, and I don't know, part of it on the handle, or I don't know, some part of it scraped my hand pretty good. And I think that scar is gonna be there for quite a while, I think. Which is a bummer. It was kind of deep. Alright, is that all of them? Nope, got one more here. Up, down, shift. Alright, and I think we will have time to start the next grouping. So I'm going to, instead of using a leader to take this off, I'm going to just start the next round. Even though I won't get to it all, a whole thing today. I already can't do it. Right, let's grab another one. But it's one less seam that I have to do later, and it'll be a reminder of what I'm doing, I think, later too, to have like it started, another row started, another border for next month when we break this out again. Okay, and now I can take all the other pieces off the machine here, and actually these guys can all shimmy out of my way now. All right, so we should have 4 pieces with 11 rectangles on, and I kind of feel the need to count them. Like, I don't know, I feel like maybe somewhere along the line I messed this up. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. All right, that one's good. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Ooh, I got a pucker in there. Again, it's that same one that has that blue, and I'm trying to compensate for it a little bit, I think. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. All right, I think we're good. I don't know. It's one of those days I need to double check my work. All right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. All right, we're fine. All right, so we have our 4 sets of 11, which means we have 44 rows of these guys total, and that's what makes one border. So I am going to just grab 2, and let's put these together. And I also want to sew that triangle onto the end as well. All right, so this one's going down. All right, this seam's going up, so that's good. And then we just need to shift the row to continue our diagonal, and that looks like it works. So let's just flip those. So I like doing it. I'm glad we did it this way, where I'm doing these groups of 11 and then sewing them together, because then I only have to deal with all the floppiness like once, like right here, versus having to continually sew on each one, and it just gets more and more big and floppy. So I'm happy that we're doing it in smaller segments. Yay, and then we get to iron this. I think that's going to be the best part. I like the, when we pressed this the other night, it just felt super finished, super crisp and clean. All right, that's the first one. We have another one to do. We are getting fuzzy here too. Definitely time to clean. I know I've been kind of putting it off for a little while. Okay, so let's get these 2 together. Okay, up, down, good. Shift up, great. So these 2 go together, and that guy can get out of my way. There we go. Let's line things up a little better. All right, and we need to get both of these off the machine again, so let's start another group. Clip that first seam. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Now we should have our 2 segments. Let's trim them apart. Getting long and awkward here. All right, get this guy. Okay. All right, it's looking good so far. Here's half of our border. Let's try and get this guy on the other half. Oh, I can see our shift is not going to work already, because then these 2 line up. Oh, and these are both going up anyway, so I need to flip one. Oh, we're going to have the same issue, though. So we're going to have another... Oh, see, now this is not great, because now I have 2 going next to each other. Let's try and pairing the other ends. See how we fare that time. Okay, this one's going down. Okay, gotta rotate it again. Wait a sec, down, down. shouldn't one of these be going up? Wait a sec, they're both going down. Oh man. Well, we seem to manage to do this where we ended both on the down position, which is a bummer. So I probably flipped it too many times. I should have just kept going the same direction each time, but whatever. So we have two seam allowances that go down. I'm going to just put them together anyway, which means I can just go any direction and see what matches up. There, we're going like this. So not ideal, because we can't nest the seams together, but we'll do our best. And I don't want to seam rip either. All right. Alright, our first seam. So it's a little bit more fabric that we're going through there too, but you know, it's one little bit. I don't think it's going to matter. Alright, let's take this off the machine and we will get another guy started to do that. We'll do a different one. There we go. Confusing myself already. And lastly, I want to sew that extra triangle that we made on. So we had to, before we made these, we made the 4 little triangle corners. That'll be our mitered corners. So one of those has to go on the left side of each one of these borders. So we did one yesterday. Let me grab another. All right, so here's one of those triangles here. So let's snip this guy, and we will put it on one side here. Oh, that's attached still. Okay, so we will put it on the left side, which, you know, either side. And it goes straight down like so. And then we still need it to like continue our edge here. It should be pretty seamless. Okay, and flip that over. Match that seam. And get my little clip. All right, after this we are pressing. Okay, and I think we have one more of these guys hanging out to do. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yep. This will be our 4th one of the group. Down, up. Ooh, this is the same piece. It's kind of funny. Man, I thought I mixed all of those up, but I guess we're still getting some matchy ones. Again, this blue one's being a little awkward on me. Okay, we are done with this border. Let's give it the press. There we go. And we have our next grouping of 4 started as well. So when we press this, we're pressing all the seam allowances towards that triangle we just did. And I'm going to get all these guys out of the way. So I guess our pile's getting a bit smaller. It's not as hefty anymore. I mean, there's a lot in there yet, but it's not so horrible. Okay, so we're going to press the seam allowances towards that piece. So I'm going to start at the top here, and we'll press downward. I think everything looks right. I think we're good to go. Okay, let's do it. Yay! Okay, so I'm going to press the back first just to get those seams going in the correct direction, and then I'll flip it over to the front and give it another press. Oh, so Lisa's asking, will Aurifil do another block of the month? I'm guessing they will. I don't know for sure, but I think they did one last year, so I'm thinking that it makes sense that they would do another one, I'm guessing. But yeah, those blocks will be done soon too, won't they? So I believe the blocks are released the 15th of the month, so December 15th, I'm guessing we'll see our last Aurifil block of the month. Then we gotta still sew them together somehow. We'll have to figure out how we want to put those together in a quilt. Man, we're racking up the quilt tops, though, I'm telling you. I have 2 quilt tops that are sandwiched already, so that's a step, meaning they have a back, at least. They have a back made, and they have, it's got the batting in there, too. So that's progress. That's a little slightly better than just a quilt top. But I got 2 of those to figure out how I want to quilt and do that. That'll be a big job. And this guy's getting close. He's got a ways yet, this one, but still... Ooh, let's get that guy again. Still, it's not so far off. Okay, let's flip this around and get it on the front. And then we have 2 beautiful borders done. They're looking just so cool, I think. I'm really, really liking them. And then we'll get a little bit more time in on making the next borders, the next row. And again, that'll just, me starting on that will be a reminder of, oh yeah, that's how I was working on this for next month. And we can just pick up where we left off. So when it's sewn to the quilt, it won't have these little peaks anymore. We'll cut those all off somehow. Not quite sure how we're going to do that yet. I'm kind of stretching it as I do this by pressing this way. It's probably, I don't know if that's a good idea or not yet. I have no idea how close I am to being accurate on these. I hope this border isn't too big or too small. I hope it's just right. I suppose I won't know until I have the rest of the top sewn together. But I think it'll be pretty stretchy either way if I need to like scrunch it together or stretch it apart a little bit more to fit the rest of the quilt. But right now it's just really fun seeing it all perfect and flat. Yeah, oh, you're talking to someone else. I was going to say, I'm going to machine quilt this guy and all the other quilts too, probably. I haven't hand-tied a quilt in a while. This one would actually be really pretty hand-tied, I think. But I think we'll machine quilt this guy too. All right, there it is, our second pretty border, all done. I think everything looks right. I love how these little dark blue guys just kind of pop up out of here. So the neat thing about this is that it will eventually be mitered to the other one. So we'll sew these onto the quilt, and then once they're sewn, we have this edge to sew together yet. So these will come together like so, and then we'll have our nice corners. So it'll be like this, and then, then we'll have our blocks in there as well. There will be a little bit of a border though too, so it won't be so close, but look, it's gonna be neat. So there are a lot more blues and whites in there in the border, and hardly any green at all. There is quite a bit more green and color, like the red dot in the middle, the red square in the middle, in all of our blocks. So the border will feel a little bit different, but maybe that will help showcase the fun colors that are in the fun extra colors that are in the actual blocks by having the border being just a hair simpler, I think. I don't know, it's kind of fun. I kind of like now that I was more limited with the border, and that was just because I ran out of other fabric. So that's the reason behind that. All right, we got two nice guys here. I just want to kind of package them up nice, since I won't see them again for a little while. All right, and this guy as well. All right, and then we can, let's do this guy again. We can get going on the next round for a little bit. And then tomorrow we will be doing those embroidery of the months again, the ones that I am not quite done with yet. I'll bring them both out, and then we can kind of see what we want to work on. So tomorrow's Finish It Friday, which is that first Friday of the month when we work on a different project. All right, we got half of the borders done here. That's pretty cool. So we're almost, we're over halfway done with the border at this point. So here's the rest of the pile. We got our 4 going here on the machine. Let's just do a little bit more. We got some time yet tonight. All right, so I have 1 on the machine. So they all only have 2 on. So we're starting out fresh, well. So let's just go. Let's grab the next one. Okay, down, or up, down, shift. So more of the same. We're just starting out with less pieces, and we're going till we get 11 again. Get this one off the back. We'll go for another 20 minutes or so, or until we run out of bobbin. Yeah, I think that might be a good idea for next year, at least the beginning of the year. Have a so we won't be working on the Aurifil block of the month anymore because that will be done. So that week we could have a general UFO week, or unfinished object is what that means when people say UFO in quilty land and making land. A UFO is something that's been sitting around. It's not finished. It's just sitting there. So you know what? It might be good to do just a week where we can finish up projects. You know what? I've been in the mode lately of like, I gotta clean up around here. I gotta just, you know, throw things out that I don't need and finish things that I've been working on. All those things. So, oh man, I gotta stir these up again. I'm like picking the same ones. I don't know how that's working. Stir it up. But yeah, so maybe a week that we can just dedicate to getting things further off the plate. That would be kind of nice. And maybe we start something then too. Every once in a while you get the urge to start a new project. But lately I've been into like, let's finish them up. But yeah, we might start some stuff here and there too. But right now that's sounding like a nice idea. Then if we're running behind on something, we can catch up on that too before the next week. All right, down, up, down, shift. All right, first round's done. Let's snip them all off the machine. Okay, this is the fourth one on. Down, up. Oh, I didn't clip that one. Let's get my starter row clip on there. finish two, start one. Okay, I do like that idea. You know what? I've been kind of doing something similar lately, like with clothing and stuff or other things that we purchase for the house. Like, if I'm buying one piece of clothing, then two have to leave. Two have to be donated or whatever. Things that I don't wear or, you know, that I've been just holding on for some reason. Those things have to go. So, one in, two out, and that'd be a good practice for projects as well. You know what? I hadn't thought about that, and I think that's a great idea. Yep. I like it. So we could do like a big and small project. So like maybe, you know, we get one of the quilts quilted, like the Triangle Tango quilt or something, or the I Love Home quilt. That's a big project. But then we could get like the swan zipper pouch done too, you know what I mean? Or the, I'm still working on that knit lamb too. I mean, we could pull out some knitting again here. So, you know, I could finish a big project and a small project, and then we're allowed to add a new one. I do kind of like that idea. I mean, we'll have our small projects that we keep doing, like the Embroidery of the Months and stuff that we make out of those. But yeah, I like that we gotta finish a couple big projects like that before moving on to another. We'll see. I like that. I like that as a plan, a general plan, though. I always like leaving things open, because who knows what might come up that we'll want to work on or do. But in general, I like that idea, and we should stick to something like that. Down, up. This is a lot of dark ones next to each other. Okay, that's it for row 4. Let's see if we can get a couple more done. Okay, up, down, shift. Oh, I forgot to put the guy on this one again. Let's do that now. Snip this one off and make sure that we just have the 4 on here. Yep, alright, let's add another. Up, down. Do down, up. Whew, so we got a new roof yesterday, so it was, luckily I wasn't here, but John was here for it, and so he had to be, listening to all the noise all day long. But they put it up in a day, so that was pretty good, I thought. And before tons of ice and snow are around, too. But we got some hail damage. It hailed a few times this summer. So it's good that we got it all fixed up again. Alright, that's 4. They're getting bigger. Oh, Dee Dee, that sounds awesome. Making notebook covers on the embroidery machine. Oh, Lisa says the swan pattern would be sweet as tea towels. That would be really fun. Yeah, I think that's one of the options to work on tomorrow. I'll bring that out again. It's been a while. It's done, but I'm trying to hand quilt it. That'd be kind of fun to work on some handwork stuff. Although, the mandala love embroidery that's on a tea towel, that's sitting undone yet. That'd be nice to get done. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling the swan though. Like I might want to do that instead. Oh, I forgot to put a marker on this again. I should just leave it on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, this is the first one. I think we'll do these last two, and I think we will call it an evening shift. So we'll take a look at what we got done here. I think I'll take them off the machine as well, because I'll be putting this project away again. But it was nice to work on it a couple of days again. Last one. Up, down. Okay, so let's get one of my other leaders out. Okay. Oh, we got a lot of them here. There we are. All right, let's snip these off and see what we have here. I'm going to separate them all. So we have the start of the third border. So we'll definitely, next time we work on these, I think I'll just keep on with the borders, because might as well get these done and out of the way. Just going to lay them all on top of each other. Sounds funny. There's a lot of that blue through here. And how far did we get? 2, 4, 6. So 6. So we're over halfway on these, so that's good. And then we have our stack. Yep, definitely time to oil this guy, and I gotta wind a whole pile of more bobbins. That would be good to get done too. So yeah, I definitely need to oil the machine, just clean it. This project must be making it fuzzy, like all this different fabric, all these seam allowances, all of it is just getting fuzzles everywhere. So we'll clean the machine, clean, oil, and yeah, I'm like gonna be out of bobbins real soon here again, and that'll be a big problem. So I'll try and wind a few more bobbins. That's a little bit tricky. I don't have the right bobbin winder for that. But yeah, I think we'll clean this guy up. Tomorrow, again, is Finish It Friday, the first Friday of the month. We work on some unfinished stuff, and I'll bring out the Swan and the Mandala Love embroideries, and we can take a look at both of them again. They're the two kind of unfinished things. Really, only the Mandala Love is my only unfinished embroidery, but I started a project with the Swan, so that project is undone. So we'll take a look at both of those as well tomorrow. And all of the embroidery of the months from the whole year are up in the shop through December. I brought all of them back for December. So if you missed out on one or you didn't see the earlier ones, they're all up in the shop and they're all on sale, or it's up to 40% off depending on how many you order for the bundles. So take a look at that on the Penguin and Fish Embroidery of the Month page as well. So thank you guys again. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your week. Good night.